Welcome, everyone, to another deep dive. Today, we're stepping into a world that, well, it surrounds us constantly, doesn't it? But one we maybe don't always pause to truly understand. I'm talking about the vibrant, complex world of colors. And we're not just going to, list them off. We want to unpack how these hues really influence our language, shape our emotions.
Weave themselves into cultures, right, all across the globe. It's fascinating stuff.
Exactly.
And it's an exploration that I think really promises to transform how you perceive your everyday surroundings. We often take colors for granted, don't we?
Totally. Just red, blue, green.
It's just simple descriptors.
Yeah.
But as we'll discover, they are such powerful communicators. They can convey deep meaning, evoke powerful responses, all without a single word. They really do speak volumes.
Absolutely. So our mission today is, well, to extract the most important nuggets of knowledge from some really rich sources we've looked at. We've got a compelling narrative that kind of brings color to life, a structured look at vocabulary,
The words we use.
and some really insightful observations on cultural significance, too.
Yeah.
So you're going to uncover some, I think, surprising facts,
Yeah.
get some practical takeaways. It should really sharpen your awareness.
From the subtle things in language to like big emotional impacts and cross-cultural stuff, we're really diving deep. Prepare to see the world, maybe your own interactions too, in a whole new light.
Okay, so where do we start? Let's maybe immerse ourselves in the everyday canvas of an artist's world first.
Right?
Let's step into the life of Lily. She's a young art student, and her whole existence seems, well, saturated with color. Just imagine her bedroom. It's not just a room, it's like a living canvas, really reflects her artistic soul.
Yeah.
Her walls have her own paintings, very vibrant. The bed's piled high with pillows, all sorts of hues, and the light comes through these colorful curtains, just spilling color everywhere. And her favorites, blue, green, yellow, pink, not just there, they're dominant. It's like her visual signature.
And that immediate picture of Lily's world, it gives us such a great insight into how our personal spaces become extensions of ourselves, The colors we choose aren't just decoration, they're deeply psychological.
Right.
They can genuinely influence our mood, our sense of comfort, even reinforce who we are. Think about like a soft blue in a bedroom invites calm, right?
Definitely.
Or a bright yellow in a workspace could inject energy. Lily's room really speaks volumes about her personality. It's like this visual language she's using.
For herself and anyone who walks in.
Exactly. A deliberate curation of her personal palette reflects her inner landscape.
And it's not just passive appreciation for Lily, is it? She's actively pursuing color. So we follow her one Saturday morning to a local market. She's not just browsing.
No, she's on a mission.
Yeah, a very specific mission for her class project.
Yeah.
She doesn't just need red paint.
No.
She needs bright red, and not just any purple.
It has to be deep purple.
And she also needs soft beige.
Yeah.
These aren't just random adjectives, are they? They feel very precise.
Not at all. And this just illustrates so well that incredible descriptive power we layer onto basic color terms. When Lily says bright red, she's communicating not just the hue, but its intensity, right? Its luminosity.
Yeah, how it grabs your attention. Fiery, maybe.
Exactly. And deep purple, that evokes something else entirely. Richness, depth, maybe even a bit of mystery or royalty.
Contemplative.
Yeah, it draws you in.
Yeah.
And soft beige, you immediately get this sense of warmth, subtlety, quiet elegance. It's a backdrop, not a shout.
Right.
So these adjectives, they lift our color communication beyond just naming things. They evoke specific feelings, textures, qualities, add this whole other layer of meaning.
Makes it much more nuanced, much more expressive.
Definitely.
So as Lily's moving through this lively market, something catches her eye. A display of handmade scarves.
Yeah.
And one in particular just pulls her in. A rainbow-colored one.
Ah, the rainbow.
Yeah, it's got the whole spectrum. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet. It's an impulse buy. Just an immediate connection.
And that spontaneous pull towards the rainbow, it's not just about the individual colors being pretty, is it? It's about the really powerful, almost universal symbolism of the rainbow itself.
Hope, diversity.
Right. Hope, diversity, joy, completeness. maybe new beginnings after a storm. It represents so much. So when something is rainbow colored, it taps into all those positive feelings. It makes a simple scarf into a symbol of unity, maybe optimism. And this gets us thinking, how do specific combinations of colors, not just single ones, create these unique impacts?
Yeah, that's a good point.
A single color might set a mood, but a combo, like a rainbow, tells a whole story, carries this symbolic weight that's, well, more than the sum of its parts, feels complete, appealing.
So she gets back to her studio, inspired by her finds, and she starts painting right away. A city sunset. She's carefully mixing red and orange for the sky, getting that fiery twilight glow.
Classic sunset colors.
Then, very deliberately, she adds purple shadows, which gives it a certain depth, maybe a touch of melancholy, or just introspection as day turns to night.
Yeah, changes the mood.
And finally, she finishes with golden highlights, bringing in warmth, a bit of magic, that last gleam of daylight.
This is such a fantastic illustration of the artistry involved, isn't it? How artists deliberately pick colors for specific effects, emotional and visual. Red and orange for a sunset, yeah, intuitive. Warmth, drama, energy.
Right.
But adding those purple shadows, that's a really deliberate move to infuse a deeper mood. Purple, often linked to creativity, mystery.
Introspection, like you said.
Exactly. Adds a beautiful, rich depth, a sophisticated contrast to the bright sky. And golden highlights. They instantly suggest light, value, maybe a magical touch, capturing the last bit of sun. It really highlights that active role we play, not just seeing color, but consciously shaping our world with it, creating, communicating with it, putting our intentions and emotions into it.
So the next day, Lily wears her new rainbow scarf to class. She's feeling pretty confident.
Yeah.
And her teacher, Mr. White, who's known for being perceptive, notices it. And he compliments her, says, "You bring color into everything."
Ah, that's lovely.
Yeah, it's a simple phrase, but a really nice, insightful moment for her.
It really is. And that compliment, it goes way beyond just her scarf, doesn't it? Mr. White seeing her inherent vibrancy, her creativity, her ability to just infuse life and passion into her surroundings, maybe even into other people's lives.
Yeah, like positive energy.
Exactly. It suggests her influence is more than just visual. She enriches things, brightens perspectives, sparks joy, which makes you think, doesn't it? Beyond just wearing bright clothes, how do we bring color into our lives or other people's lives?
That's a great question. It's about more than just hues, isn't it? It's about presence, perspective, the energy we bring.
Later in that class, the discussion actually turns to how different colors create different moods, and the students seem to agree. Blue can feel calm, while red feels strong and bold.
And those associations are super common, you're right. In many cultures, they feel almost universal. But let's dig into why that might be. Why blue for calm?
The sky, the sea. Exactly, that vast, serene expanse of sky, the steady rhythm of the ocean. Those natural links often lead to feelings of peace, stability, tranquility. And red, conversely, it's linked to strength or boldness.
Fire, blood, passion.
Right, those primal elements. Fire, blood, intense emotions like passion, excitement, maybe even danger. What's really compelling here is how some of these emotional connections seem so deeply ingrained. Suggests a profound psychological link that might even cross cultural boundaries. I mean, studies in color psychology look into this, right? How different wavelengths of light perceived as colors can subtly affect our physiology, heart rate, breathing.
Wow. So it's not just in our heads.
Potentially not just. It contributes to these deeply felt associations.
So a few days later, Lily's looking for a different kind of inspiration. She goes to a quiet art gallery. Big contrast to her own vibrant studio. And there, she finds herself standing in front of this striking black and white painting. And she has a kind of revelation, thinking, even without color, art can speak.
That's such a powerful statement, isn't it? About the essence of art, communication. When you deliberately take away that vibrant spectrum, the viewer has to engage differently, completely differently.
How so?
Well, suddenly things like form, line, texture, light, shadow, They become the main event.
Oh,
The absence of color can, paradoxically, heighten the emotional impact sometimes. Simplify the message, emphasize the raw essence of the subject.
strips away distractions.
Pretty much. Forces you to focus on composition, the play of light and dark, the story and the shapes and contrasts. Which raises a really interesting question for us. What fundamental things about art, about communication, about how we see even, what remains when color is taken out?
That's Z.
It really speaks to the power of visual narrative, even in its most basic forms.
And after that experience, Lily's art takes a new direction. She goes home, thoughtful, and decides her next painting will use only 2 colors, black and gold.
Now that specific choice, right after the black and white experience, is really symbolic. It shows a thoughtful progression in her art. Black, as you probably saw in the gallery, offers timelessness, depth, sophistication, a strong grounding. It echoes that monochrome impact.
Right.
But then introducing gold, that adds a whole new potent dimension.
What does gold bring?
Well, gold universally suggests luxury, value, preciousness, maybe even something divine or an aura of success, illumination.
Okay, yeah.
It transforms the starkness of black into something regal, powerful, really evocative. It's a combination that speaks of strength, elegance, maybe a refined kind of richness.
So it's a deliberate step.
Absolutely. Shows her evolving mastery, moving from that full, exuberant palette to a more focused, sophisticated statement, combining timelessness with richness. A really interesting counterpoint to her earlier stuff.
Okay, so let's build on Lily's kind of intuitive grasp of color and actually formalize how we talk about the stuff in English. How do we build that vocabulary, that lexicon of light, as the source calls it? How do we describe everything from a subtle tint to, well, a vibrant explosion? First, let's think about the core words, the names for the spectrum. Our anchors.
The basics.
Yeah, red, blue, green, yellow, purple, orange, black, white, pink, gold. They're not just labels, are they? They're fundamental categories, often the first abstract things kids learn.
That's right.
You'd say, she painted her nails red, or I like to wear blue shirts. Simple stuff. The walls are green, the flowers are yellow.
And what's really compelling there is the foundational role these basic terms play. They build our understanding of the visual world. They're more than just words. They're like cognitive tools. They let us categorize, differentiate, communicate about our surroundings in the most basic way. And it's interesting, linguistic research shows that while cultures might slice up the spectrum differently, these basic color terms often emerge in a similar order across languages.
Really? Like what?
Usually starts with black and white, then red, then others follow. It suggests this deep connection between how we all perceive light and how we choose to label the rainbow.
Fascinating.
They're the essential building blocks for all the more complex ways we describe color.
But we rarely just use those basic names alone, right? We're always refining, adding nuance with, let's call them color modifiers.
Yeah, descriptive words.
Words like shade, bright, bold, calm, mood. These aren't just adjectives. They're tools for precision.
Exactly. They allow for much more precise, more evocative descriptions. Take shade. Understanding that lets us talk about lightness and darkness within one color family. You might want a light shade of blue for a calm room.
But a darker shade for a suit. Different feels.
Precisely. Bright tells you a color is strong, clear, luminous. Her dress was bright yellow. You immediately get energy, cheerfulness. Bold is about the impact. He chose bold red for his car. That tells you about the confident, assertive statement the color makes.
Right, it's making a statement.
Calm describes that emotional quality a color can evoke, like green creates a calm feeling.
Yeah.
Connects right to our psychological response.
And mood explicitly links colors to emotions. Colors can profoundly affect your mood, consciously or not.
Yeah. These words together really reinforce how rich and multi-layered our language around color is.
Yeah.
Helps us say not just what we see, but how it makes us feel and what it communicates.
Okay, now this is where the language really gets lively. Collocations.
Yeah.
Words that just naturally pair up. We saw them all over Lily's story. They make language efficient, precise, expressive. Let's dive into some common ones. We had bright red, meaning strong, vivid, glowing red, intensity. Then deep purple, that dark, rich, almost opulent shade. Evokes richness, maybe mystery.
Yeah.
And soft beige, light pale brown, conveys warmth, subtlety, quiet elegance. Unlike a harsh color.
Yes, these pairings are fundamental for nuanced communication. Think about rainbow color. It's not just a list of colors.
Yeah.
It instantly means showing all colors like a rainbow, evoking joy, diversity, wonder. Golden highlights aren't just yellowish bits. They're shiny or bright golden parts, implying luxury, brilliance, catching light like the last rays of sun. A colorful painting isn't just any painting. It's one with many bright colors. Suggests vibrancy, energy, dynamism.
Gotcha.
These fixed phrases let us convey complex visual stuff really efficiently with shared understanding. They go beyond simple description, often adding another layer of meaning or feeling.
We also use them for actions involving colors, showing how we interact, like wear a scarf, as Lily did. Put clothes on.
Basic action.
Artists fundamentally mix colors, blend them together. Core activity in art, right? Transforming hues.
Essential.
When you need supplies, you buy paint. Simple but necessary for projects.
Yep.
And when you start something new, you start a new painting, setting the stage for creation.
And we use collocations to describe interactions and effects, too. Colors in action, like compliment someone, say something nice, like Mr. White did about Lily's scarf. Recognizing its beauty, what it meant. When you look around the market, you're actively exploring, your eyes drawn to all the colors of produce, textiles.
Right.
Bring color into that wonderful phrase, meaning to add life or vibrancy, like we said about Lily, brightening things up.
Yeah, love that phrase.
We also talk about shades. Discussing those slight differences within a color shows an eye for nuance.
Definitely.
And when you wear bright clothes, you're dressing in vibrant stuff, maybe to make a statement, reflect joy, express yourself.
Sure.
Decorate a room, enhancing its look with items often chosen for their colors to create a specific atmosphere. And when you choose favorite colors, that's super personal, right? Identifying hues that resonate with you, reflecting your preferences, maybe your psychology.
Totally.
And the phrase, describe feelings with color, that directly speaks to expressing complex emotions through this visual language, shows how deeply linked language, perception, and emotion are.
Wow.
These ingrained phrases help us not just understand, but really feel the meaning and impact of colors every day.
Okay, beyond collocations, we've got these dynamic phrasal verbs. They show colors, or things with colors, doing things, having effects.
Yeah.
Like stand out. Lily's red scarf really stood out, meaning it was super noticeable, prominent, grabbed attention. You could also say bright colors always stand out in a dark room. Visual impact.
Absolutely. Then there's dress up, meaning wear special clothes, often more formal or decorative. She dressed up in bright colors for the party, suggests she intended to be festive, maybe stand out.
Right.
Or I like to dress up when I go to a gallery, implies wanting to look stylish, maybe fit the environment. These show how we use color in presenting ourselves.
Another good one is pick out. Means to choose something carefully from a group. I picked out a blue shirt to wear today, or she picked out some new paint colors. It highlights deliberate selection. Personal choice.
Choice. And tone down, that's all about modifying intensity. He toned down the colors in his painting, means he made them less bright, less bold, maybe for a softer mood or better harmony.
Like if the red was too much.
Exactly. An artist might decide to tone down the red if it's overwhelming everything else. It's a conscious change for a different effect.
And finally, brighten up. Means to make something more cheerful, lively, vibrant. Yellow flowers can instantly brighten up a room, adds cheer, warmth.
Yeah.
Or an artist might add red to brighten up the picture, injecting energy, enhancing it.
So if we connect all this back to the bigger picture, these phrasal verbs show how colors aren't just static labels, they're active agents. We don't just see them, we use them, we manipulate them, and they affect our environment, our moods, how we communicate.
It's a dynamic relationship.
Exactly. A truly dynamic, reciprocal relationship between us and the chromatic world all around us. #, cultural and emotional resonance of hues.
Okay, so moving beyond just the words we use, let's revisit that deep, almost primal link between colors and our inner world, moods, feelings. Like we saw with Lily, blue can feel calm, red feels strong and bold. And in that real-life dialogue source, people said, blue feels calm and peaceful. Green reminds them of nature, tranquility.
See, yellow for happiness.
Right. Yellow for pure happiness, optimism. And black, interestingly, not just darkness, but strong, sophisticated, stylish.
Yeah, these insights really highlight the psychological impact of colors, that field, color psychology. And while some links, like blue and calm, might feel universal maybe because of the sky, the sea.
Nature connections.
Exactly. It's really crucial to remember others can be super personal, shaped by our own experiences, or heavily influenced by our culture.
Right.
What's truly fascinating is how fast colors say a lot without words. They act like this nonverbal shorthand for complex feelings. They can communicate feelings, trigger memories, set a mood almost instantly. No long explanation needed, which makes you wonder, doesn't it, how much of our emotional response to color is like hardwired biologically and how much is learned through our culture, our personal lives.
Nature versus nurture again.
Exactly. It's this dynamic, endlessly complex interplay.
And that cultural influence is huge, right? Let's dig into that cultural tip from the sources. Because meanings can vary dramatically, sometimes really surprisingly, across different societies.
Oh, absolutely.
For instance, many Western countries. White for weddings, symbolizing purity, new beginnings.
Classic association.
But then black is almost universally for funerals, mourning, sorrow, loss.
Stark contrast. Now, shift your view to some Asian cultures, like China. Red takes on this incredibly positive meaning.
A lucky color, right?
Hugely lucky. Symbolizes happiness, prosperity, vitality. So you see it everywhere in celebrations, weddings, New Year.
Very different from some Western views where red can mean danger or anger.
Totally different. And think about the history in ancient China. Red was linked to fire, the sun, energy, believed to ward off evil. These deep roots shape perception even today.
And even within one country, these links can change over time. Like in the U.S., pink for girls, blue for boys.
That fairly recent tradition.
Yeah, early 20th century. But importantly, the source notes these gender associations are changing, becoming more fluid.
Which reflects broader societal shifts.
Exactly. More acceptance of all colors for everyone. A more inclusive view.
And these cultural differences are so rich with history, tradition, environment. How do these factors shape a color's meaning? Well, historical events, religious beliefs, the local environment, even how easy it was to get certain pigments, all can give a color-specific, deep significance.
Like purple being for royalty because the dye was rare.
Precisely, like Tyrian purple in Rome. So understanding these nuances isn't just interesting trivia. It's crucial for effective cross-cultural communication.
To avoid misunderstandings.
Yes, and to appreciate diverse traditions, avoid causing offense accidentally. It helps us connect more genuinely in our interconnected world, with more empathy, more awareness.
And this isn't just about old traditions, is it? Artists, designers today consciously use these associations.
Absolutely. Creative professionals are masters at using color deliberately to express mood, cultural identity, even make social commentary. Think about many African countries, those incredibly vibrant, complex patterns in clothing, textiles.
That's stunning.
They're not just pretty, they often communicate energy, vitality, community, cultural pride. Or designers doing global branding, they have to research color meanings carefully. Green might mean freshness in the West.
But something negative elsewhere.
Could be linked to illness or envy in some cultures. Artists choose palettes to evoke a place, a time, an emotion, knowing it resonates with their audience based on shared culture and psychology. They're essentially speaking a universal language, but one with many dialects that need careful study and respect.
So, as we keep refining how we understand colors and language, it's also really useful to be aware of some common nuances, maybe potential pitfalls when we talk about them.
Yeah.
These are subtle things, but getting them right really boosts clarity and confidence. Let's look at a few examples that go maybe beyond basic grammar, focusing on challenges for people who already have a good grasp of English.
Right. These are the distinctions that make communication really fluent and precise. Like, consider the difference between saying she likes black and white painting versus she likes black and white paintings.
Okay, what's the difference there?
Well, both are grammatically possible, but the meaning shifts subtly. She likes black and white painting. Singular could mean she likes the style or genre in general, like saying she likes abstract painting.
Ah, the concept.
Exactly. But she likes black and white paintings. Plural clearly means she likes multiple individual artworks that are black and white.
Got it. Specificity.
That's the key. Another tricky area can be articles, especially with color names when they act like a medium or a general idea. For instance, saying, I painted with purple and a gold, sounds a bit off compared to, I painted with purple and gold.
Why is that?
Well, when you're talking about the material itself, the paint, the medium, or the general concept of the color, we usually treat color names as uncountable nouns.
Like water or sand?
Sort of, yeah. So you wouldn't typically use a or an. You're talking about the broad categories of purple and gold as the colors use, not a specific countable gold thing.
Okay, that makes sense. Subtle, but important for sounding natural.
Definitely. These small details might not always cause total confusion, but getting them right makes conversation flow better and shows a higher level of language mastery. Helps you communicate more precisely, more confidently, lets you focus on the meaning, not the mechanics.
Okay, so now, to really bring all this back to you or listener, we want to encourage a bit of personal connection, some reflection, kind of inspired by that writing practice prompt in the source material. Take a moment, think about your own relationship with colors. Think about your favorite color, what is it, and how does it genuinely make you feel when you see it? Calm, excited, comfortable. Something else.
Yeah.
Where do you see it most often? In your home. Nature. Clothes you wear. Are there any specific strong personal memories tied to that color for you? And ultimately, why does that particular hue hold special meaning in your unique story?
Actively connecting this knowledge to your own experience is such a powerful way to deepen understanding, make it stick, make it actionable.
Internalize it.
Exactly. When you take time to reflect on those questions, you move these ideas from abstract concepts to lived experiences. It also invites deeper self-awareness, makes you ask, what colors really define my story, my emotional landscape, my identity, and why?
Yeah.
Your answers will reveal this unique tapestry woven from memories, culture, personal preferences. Makes the whole idea of color profoundly personal. Hashtag tag outro.
And just like that, we've wrapped up our deep dive into the, incredibly vibrant world of colors. We went from Lily's personal story and her art through the language we use, the words, the phrases.
The locations, phrasal verbs.
Right. And then into that rich, fascinating tapestry of cultural meanings, how different societies see and use the spectrum.
And we really do encourage you to actively apply what you've learned from this deep dive in your everyday life. As you go about your day, just take a conscious moment. Notice the colors around you. Environment, clothes, art.
Be more aware.
Yeah. Try using some of the new words or phrases we talked about. Describe those subtle nuances, even just to yourself. And maybe, like we just prompted, take that moment to reflect on the colors that define your life. Recognize their impact.
So as we finish up, here's a final thought for you to kind of chew on after we sign off. Consider how every single color you see, even the simple ones, holds layers of meaning, cultural history, personal resonance. It all shifts and evolves. So next time you see a color, try to think beyond just the hue, beyond just red or blue. Think about the whole spectrum of stories, emotions, traditions it might silently represent.
That perspective really can transform the everyday into something extraordinary, enrich how you see the world.
Right.
Thank you so much for joining us on this colorful, insightful exploration. It's truly been a pleasure sharing this journey with you.
We really appreciate your engagement, your curiosity. Until our next deep dive, keep observing, keep learning, and keep finding the wonder in the colorful world around you.
Take care, everyone, and goodbye for now.